While most Americans want to see a verdict on the federal charges from former President Donald Trump as he faces related to election subversion in 2020 before this year's presidential election. Now, according to a new poll by the CNN, which was conducted by the SSRS, and looking ahead, most expect Trump to pardon himself of any federal crimes he's convicted if he wins the presidency, or to refuse to concede if he loses in November. About half of Americans, 48%, says it's essential that a verdict is reached before the 2024 presidential election, and another 16% said that they prefer to see one. Just 11% says that a trial on the charges should be postponed until following the election, with another quarter saying the trial timing doesn't matter to them. A 72% majority of Democrats and 52% of independents say it is essential that a verdict is reached pre-election. Republicans are more split, while 38% say that a verdict should be reached before the presidential election, including 20% who calls that essential. Another 39% says it doesn't matter when the trial is held, and 23% says that they think the trial should be held after the election.
Well, navigating cancer takes hope, as Biden says after King Charles's diagnosis. UK President Joe Biden says he is concerned about King Charles' cancer diagnosis and hopes to speak to him soon. He told reporters in Las Vegas on Monday that he had just heard his diagnosis, and in his words, "I'm concerned about him." He said this at a union event, and he also says, "But I'll be talking to him, God willing." Buckingham Palace earlier announced that the king was being treated for cancer. The type of cancer has not been revealed, but according to a palace statement, the king began regular treatment on Monday. He remained wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible, the statement added. Now, in a post on X later on Monday, Mr. Biden said, "Navigating a cancer diagnosis, treatment, and survivorship takes hope and absolute courage. Jill and I join the people of the United Kingdom in praying that His Majesty experiences a swift and full recovery."
I'm concerned about him. Just heard his diagnosis, but I'll be talking to him, God willing.
And what's next on the border bill?
Border bill, sir. What's next?
Folks, you got him for
Hopefully passage in the Senate.
How?
Enough votes.
we're working the room today.
Well, Mr. Biden's son, Brie, died of brain cancer, age 46, and his longtime friend, Republican Senator John McCain, also died of cancer in 2018.
Well, on Friday, Iran marked the annual Space Technology Day on the 15th anniversary of the launch of the first indigenous satellite into space, a testament to the country's tremendous progress since 1979. It came only days after ambitious plans for the new gigantic Sur and Suraj carrier satellites were announced by President Ibrahim Raisi at a ceremony in Tehran. President Raisi praised the latest launch of homegrown satellites into space as a major development that neutralized Western sanctions and foiled enemy plots to isolate the Iranian nation. He announced that Iran is now among the world's top 10 countries in the field of aerospace technology, and such progress is the realization of the "we can" motto by turning sanctions into opportunities. Praising the recent satellite launches, the Iranian president asserted that Iranian scientists are coming up with noteworthy innovations, achievements, and products at a time when enemies are trying to stroke a sense of despair and disillusionment through mainstream media outlets.
Well, the 13th EU sanctions package against Russia not likely to include new import bans. The upcoming 13th round of EU sanctions against Russia will likely focus on individuals and smaller companies and will not include new import bans. Reuters reported this on February 5th, citing a named diplomat. The European bloc adopted its latest 12th sanctions package in December 2023, which included a ban on Russian diamonds, a crackdown on Russians' means to acquire military-use goods, tighter controls over the $60 per barrel oil price cap, and further steps targeting Moscow's revenue streams amid the all-out war. Reuters reported that the package will likely contain mostly non-controversial measures that will cause minimal debate so that it can be passed quickly. Diplomatic sources told Political in January that the newest round of sanctions would possibly expand import bans on Russian products, including the trade of aluminium, but such measures may have to wait until the following package.